Top stories: Lonmin workers expected to report for duty and a day of violence in Iraq. Good morning. Scores of Lonmin workers at Marikana near Rustenburg in the northwest are expected to report at their respective shafts this morning. Workers have been urged to return to work following a peace accord that was signed by workers' unions, religious groups, labour officials and mine management last week. Our reporter, Fanwil Schumer.
The Association for Mine Workers and Construction Union has refused to sign the peace agreement. It says it has no dispute with anyone. However, the union leadership says they will participate in the wage talks that are scheduled for midday at Lonmin offices in Marikana. The month-long violent strike has left 40 mine workers, 2 police officers and 2 security guards dead.
Young Communist League National Secretary Buti Manamela says leaders of the ANC who criticize from within the leadership and government collective are cowards. Manamela slammed some ANC leaders, including Limpopo Provincial Chairperson Kasil Matale and his Gauteng counterpart Paul Mashatile, accusing them of trying to divorce themselves from a leadership collective they are part of. Manamela was speaking after the YCL Central Executive Committee meeting at the weekend.
The headline says, Matale blames ANC for Marikana. You are part of the leadership collective that you want to blame, that people don't want to take responsibility just because they've got their own preferences at a particular conference. And therefore, collapses the entire crisis that our country has.
Attempts to gain comment from Mashatile through the ANC's Gauteng structures drew a blank. Efforts to get Matale's reaction through his office were also unsuccessful. Ballistic evidence is expected to be presented in the Annie Divani murder trial in the Western Cape High Court this week. Proceedings adjourned last week with the state indicating that it had called all its lay witnesses, namely friends and acquaintances of Xolile Mngeni. Mngeni is on trial for Divani's November 2010 murder. Vanessa Puna reports.
At the end of proceedings last week, the state said it intends to revise its witness list and that more witnesses could be added to the 32 it intended to call at the start of the trial. The prosecution also told presiding Judge Robert Henny that it's unlikely that the trial would be concluded before the current court term ends on the 27th of September. All indications are that police and ballistic testimony will be heard this week.
Further afield, a day of violence across Iraq has left more than 90 people dead and a further 100 others wounded. The attacks came after a court in Baghdad sentenced fugitive Vice President Tariq al-Hashemi to death by hanging on murder charges. The BBC's Yusuf Taha reports.
The worst violence was in the capital Baghdad, where a series of car bombs targeted mainly Shia suburbs. Army and security services have also been hit. Earlier in the day, a court in Iraq sentenced the fugitive Vice President Tariq al-Hashemi to death after finding him guilty in absentia of running death squads targeting Shias and members of the security forces.
President Jacob Zuma has congratulated the South African Paralympic team on their sterling performance at the London Games. Team South Africa finished 18th on the medals table with 29 medals, 8 of them gold. South Africans have been urged to welcome the team home at OR Tambo Airport tomorrow. Presidential spokesperson Mac Maharaj.
On behalf of the government and all South Africans, we wish to extend our heartiest congratulations to the South African team for their significant achievement. They have indeed done us all proud, and we applaud them for their determination. He added that they had showed the country and the world that they could achieve anything they put their minds to.
The rand is trading at 8.18 to the US dollar, at 13.9 to the pound sterling and at 10.47 to the euro. Gold is at $1,737.24 an ounce. The spot price of Brent crude $113.93 a barrel.